God gave you an idea. You know he did. You prayed about it. You've even journaled about it. You might have even have a notebook full of ideas, but it's still just an idea. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to close that gap between an idea that God has given you and how to actually turn it into a real digital product that reaches people and generates income for you. Step by step, we are going from idea all the way to product. So let's get into it. Now, there are six stages to actually building a digital product. So I'm going to write them down on the whiteboard one by one, and then we'll go through them step by step, and I'll show you exactly what to do to go from idea to finished published product. So step one is called clarity. Step two is called validation. So you can write these down as we're going along. Step three is called packaging. Step four is called creation. Step five is called positioning. And step six is called packaging. So hopefully you have all of these written down, and as we go through, I'm going to explain what each of these mean. Now, this is the thing that you need to understand when it comes to building a digital product, is that I know that the idea in your head is big and it's broad. However, you don't know whether it should be a course, should it be a journal, should it be an ebook, should it be a coaching program, should it be a podcast, should it be a digital download? You just don't know. And the thing is that you do nothing because you cannot decide. And I'm hopeful that this video will give you a framework for making that decision and moving forward. Another thing is that you've been told that you need to validate an idea, but no one has shown you exactly how to do it. So either you skip the whole validation process, you build something that nobody is searching for or nobody even wants, or you get so caught up in the validating process that you never actually build the product. And I want to tell you right now, those are what we call traps. Next one is that you think that you need to build a completely perfect product. I want to let you know that the market does not reward perfectionism. No, the market rewards presence. A good product that exists will always outperform a product that is still being planned, or that perfect product you think it's going to be still being planned. Your good enough product that is out there will always outperform that time and time and time again. And you can see this. I could say so much about this, but go ahead and see it. You'll see people putting out products that you think, is that it? But it does the job. Remember, pretty doesn't necessarily mean paid. A pushed out product that is out there that may not look as pretty can be paid. So I really want you to take note. Watch this video because I'm actually going to show you the clear process to follow. All right, so let's now go through each stage that I've written on the whiteboard, and you're definitely gonna need to write notes for this. So stage one, clarity. What is clarity? Clarity is the what. What exactly is this thing that you're trying to build? What is this idea? If you cannot describe to me in one sentence the idea you have, then it is not clear enough yet. What you have is a concept, not a clear idea. You cannot build a concept. You build a clear idea. God is very specific. Even when he built the world, you don't think he had a clear picture in his mind of what humanity looked like. A clear picture of how the mountains would look, how the sky would look, how the waters would look. He had a very clear idea. So you need to do the exact same thing. Now, when it comes to the one sentence test, there are 4 parts to it. Number 1, what is it you're building? Number 2, who is it for? Number 3, what problem does it solve? And number 4, what result does it create? If you can create a clear sentence and you have all of those 4 parts in it, you're halfway on the way. Okay? So remember again, the format is, what is it? Who is it for? What problem does it solve? And what result does it create? So I'm going to give you 2 examples. You could use an example like the following. So, a 90-day prayer journal for a Christian woman who feels stuck in her faith walk, but she wants to build a more consistent prayer life with God by building a daily habit. I know that's a bit long, but you can specifically see, if I were to pick up that, let's say, journal, prayer journal, I would know exactly who it's for, what problem it solves, how long it's for, and what it is. Another example, a digital planner for a faith-led entrepreneur who struggles with consistency so they can structure their week around their God-given calling. Now, that's a better example because, again, I know exactly what it is. I know who it's for. It's for the faith-led entrepreneur. I know what problem it solves. The problem is that it's trying to give you structure, and the result is that you are able to structure your week so you can fulfill your God-given calling. That is it. So if you can create and write that one sentence idea, you're halfway there. So go ahead, grab a piece of paper or that notebook you've been writing in, write your idea, write that one sentence using the formula. Who is it for? What is it? What is the problem you're solving? And what is the transformation? Okay, so you can use these things to help you. Now let's move on to the next step, which is step 2. It is validation. Does anybody actually need what it is that you're selling? Now I need to let you know something right now. Your family and your friends is not validation. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Family and friends doesn't necessarily mean strangers out there are going to buy your product. Remember, your family and friends are likely to be biased, so they will likely always say, yes, that's a great idea. But real validation comes from evidence that strangers are searching for that thing, that strangers are spending money on, or they're complaining about a problem that your product solves. So here are 3 ways to validate your idea within the next 24 hours. And yes, 24 hours. I teach these to my students. I teach these people in my community. And this is what they use. Number 1, I want you to go and search. Go onto Amazon. Go onto TikTok. All right. Go onto YouTube even. And I want you to search your topic. Yes, that topic, that niche, that interest that God has put in your mind. Go ahead and search it. Are there books? Are there journals? What are people talking about? Are there sales? If you could see on Amazon, there's a book on it and it's making sales. That should show you there is some kind of demand. Second thing you're going to do, you're going to go and find a community. So you're going to head onto Facebook, go to a Facebook group where your ideal client persona or your ideal target audience actually lives or hangs out. So that interest, that niche, that idea, or the topic that you want to do, you want to go and find a Facebook group that is on that. You're going to go in the group and you're just going to do some research. You're going to observe. You're going to see, are people asking questions? What are people saying about this particular problem? Is there a solution for it? And what are people saying? That's what you're going to do. And number 3, you are going to go and find 3 creators or competitors that are selling the similar thing that you want to put out there. Are they getting engagement? Are they getting reviews? Are they good reviews? If you can say 1 to any of those 3, then yes, your idea has a market and you should go ahead and build it. Now, there is something that I need you to know. You're not looking for certainty. You're looking for a signal. You've got 3 pieces of evidence now from what I told you to do before. That is enough to let you know that a problem exists. Do not spend more than 24 hours on validation. Don't, not at this stage. Validation is not permission, it is a reality check, okay? So you've got to move quickly. And with that, let's move on to step 3. Now, step 3 is all about packaging. And this is where we need to think about what format serves this idea that you have best, okay? So a lot of women I know agonize over this. What do I do? Do I do it like this? Do I do it like that? But the truth is that your format should be determined by 3 things. Number 1, how does your customer prefer to consume content? How quickly can you create it? And the last one is, how does it naturally fit the transformation you're promising? So I'm going to give you some examples that you can use. Number 1, a journal, a planner. This is an example of a packaging. But journals and planners are best for daily practice, reflection, habits, prayers, goal setting. Another one is an ebook or a guide format. These are best for if you're teaching a process, you're answering a specific problem or specific question, or you're referencing material. Then you might want to go for an ebook or a guide format. Another format that you can do is a course or a workshop. So this is best for transformation that requires guidance and sequence. So if you're taking somebody from A to B and you need to take them through a guided and a sequence way to get there, then you might want to go for a course or a workshop. The next one is templates. Now, templates are best for saving time. You're giving somebody literally a done for you starting point, so they can literally get on, save time, and get the result they want. Or another one that you could do, another format, is a community format. So this is best for ongoing support, accountability, belonging. And I just want to say now that if you are building a faith-based idea, it will likely mostly fit in either the journal, the guide, or the community format. These tend to be the best packaging that do really well. So just think about this, and it's really important that you understand this, is that most faith-led women that I work with, that I coach, that I teach, the fastest path from idea to income is a journal or a planner. Why? It's low barrier to create. It's a high demand in the market. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's completely aligned with the kind of daily practice content that your audience is already searching for. So I know that their audience is searching for that thing. So that's why it is the most ideal format for them to use. With that, let's move on to step 4. All right. So step 4 is the actual creation process. So this is where you're building a product with structure. Now, I want to let you into a little secret, okay? We have something we call an MVP. What is an MVP? A minimal viable product. And I want you to apply this to your faith-based products that you're building. You don't need to build the full vision, okay, before you can start selling. You need to build the first version, okay? Complete, that's useful, and that genuinely is helpful. Make it available as quickly as possible. The full version, you can build that over time based on what your customers tell you. Now, I personally have been doing this. I've done this with one of my AI tools, Journal Creator AI. I built the first version, and I am building out what the next version will be based off what my customers are saying, based on their feedback, based on their reviews. And you can imagine if I never went ahead and made the first version of the app, it'd still be an idea in my notebook right now. And this is what I want to get across to you, is that it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be built. It needs to be useful. It needs to be helpful. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just build it. So I'm going to give you a 5-day build challenge, which I use in my call to create 30-day sprints, that I help women who have God-given ideas turn them into something tangible and profitable that they can release literally in 30 days. So day 1, what you're going to do, define the structure. How many pages, how many sections, how many modules, outline every single piece. That's all you're going to do in day 1. Day 2, you are now going to build the framework, okay? So you've got the skeleton of the product. There's no content. You just need to have the structure. Day 3, you're now going to create the content. So with the framework that you built on day 2, now begin to fill in with the content a section at a time. Now, I want to encourage you and just say, look, do it one, you want to keep going forwards. A lot of people get stuck here. They get stuck here because they're like, oh no, I need to go back and edit and delete and delete and edit. And it's like, no, this is where a lot of people end up not taking any steps forward. It's because they write one page, they're like, it's not good enough. Scrumple it up, throw it in a bin, try and do it again. And before you know it, you've spent 3 months with barely anything written. This is the trick about this, is that for these 5 days, you don't look back. Not like Lot's wife. We're not looking back. No. You walk forward. Even if you haven't written it perfect, even if there's grammatical errors, even if there are typos, mistakes, you go forward. There will be a specific time that you will go back and rectify your errors, okay? So day 4 is where you design and you format. So you can use Canva for visual products. You can use AI. Keep it clean. Done beats pretty all and every time, okay? You can beautify it later on. And day 5, this is where you review and you finalize. So 1 pass through, you fix it, fix your errors, and then you export it. It is done, okay? So I'm saying this, do not edit while you are creating. This is the single most reason why people's products never get finished. And as the example that I used before, please don't. Literally, I would encourage you, have a specific day where you rectify all your errors, but let that be after you have completed all the content first, okay? Let's move on. We are moving on to step 5. Let's talk about it. Step 5 is what we call positioning. So this is where we're naming and we're actually pricing it to sell, okay? So I want to tell you something here, and this is something that I teach in my workshops, etc. If you've been in my workshop, hi, and you remember that I've spoken about this. The name of your product matters. It's very important. A badly named great product will not sell. A well-named product will. The name of the first thing the name of your product is the first thing your customer will see. They're not going to even get to your product description. They will see the name of your product first. So it's very important that your name, the name of your product, speaks to your customer. So you want to spend some time making sure that you have named your product correctly. So let's talk about this. So for example, one of the formats that I like to use is, think about the transformation first. Then you might want to have a time frame. Then you might want to have the product type. And then you might want to talk about which specific person this is for. So for example, you could use something like the 90-day Kingdom Goal Planner for the faith-led entrepreneur. Very clear. I can look at that. I know exactly what it is. I know who it's for, and I know what it will do. Another example is the Daily Obedience Journal with scripture-based daily prompts for Christians who are building. Something like that. You can get what I mean. But I can see it's a daily obedience journal. So someone who's struggling with obedience, this would help them. You can see as well that it's for someone who is a Christian. So someone who is actively maybe building an idea, building a project, building a business. It's for that person who's struggling with obedience. So it also has scripture, so it tells you what it has in it. So you get the idea already. So if I'm a Christian creator, or I'm a Christian, I'm building a project or a plan or a business, and I struggle with walking in obedience, but I know that I need to, as soon as I see that title, I already know that's for me. It answers a problem that I want solved, I'm going and I'm buying it. So your name, the name that you have on your product should answer, what will I get? How long will it take? And is this for me? Which is why I have found a secret. I say it to my students, my mentees all the time. Have a number in your title if it allows it to. The 30 day, the 90 day, the 120 day, the 30 minutes, the 60 minutes, because it gives people an idea in their mind of, okay, when people see numbers, it's more logical for them. They can justify it. They're like, right, it's got a number. I think that's doable for me. So numbers, if you can, it's a little trick there. It's a good cheat code that you can add in, okay? Now, I also want to talk about pricing your product. And I need to talk about this because I notice a lot of faith-based product creators, we tend to undercharge. Why? Because we start feeling guilty, okay? I want to say a trick. Charge the value the person will get. That is what you got to do. If you have built it correctly, if you have spent time creating it, then do not feel bad if your product really does deliver real value. Okay, so we could say, for example, if you're doing a journal or a planner, let's say maybe it's digital or physical, it's completely up to you. You could do anything from $9.99 up to $27. If you're doing a course or a guide, you could do anything from $27 up to $197. It's completely up to you, but you should price depending on the depth and the transformation that you have promised. All right, and step 6, packaging. Now, this is very, very important. The launch is not the end, it's just the beginning. And a lot of faith-based creators, entrepreneurs, you tend to treat the publish moment as the finish when it's actually just the beginning. The product live actually means nothing. Now the issue, or I don't say an issue, but now what you've got to do is get it into the hands of the people that need exactly what it is that you have. All right. Publishing without a distribution plan is like building a door in an empty field. It serves nobody. Okay. So here is your minimum launch plan you're going to do. Number 1, find your platform. Whether that's, where does your ICP, our ideal client persona, where do they spend time? Facebook groups, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Reddit, LinkedIn. Find out exactly where they live and make sure that your presence is there. I want to also say to you, give free value. Yes, give something away that shows the quality of what you sell. Next thing is build an email list. Whether it's you're giving a freebie, you have a lead magnet. Every person who downloads your freebie should get an email about the product. Introduce them to who you are. Let them get accustomed to who you are and used to you. The next thing as well is community. Get used to posting in a community. So go ahead, find 2 or 3 Facebook groups where your ideal client person lives, okay? Offer value before you now give them your offer or try to sell to them, okay? Let them see you as that's that person that's always dropping game, dropping value right there, so that when you now come in with that sell, it makes sense, all right? And finally, you need to get some kind of video content out there, whether that's doing a YouTube video explaining the problem that your product solves, whether that's live streaming on TikTok, do it. Whether it's doing a reel or a TikTok, normal, ordinary TikTok video, go ahead and do it. You do not need a big audience. You need to be in the right rooms. Now, I'm going to explain to you, when I launched my first journal, which when I first launched it, it failed. And if you want to see more about that, go ahead and see my YouTube video on how I built a journal business. I explained it all there. But what I began to do is I started going live on TikTok. And I found that when I started going live on TikTok, I was naturally talking about a problem that my ideal client persona had. And naturally, when I then talked about my journal, it was the natural next step for them, because they now saw, oh, this solves the very problem you've been talking about. You just need to be in the right room. You don't need thousands of followers. I didn't need that. I just needed to be in the room of the right people. And I'm going to say to this, if you can't borrow an audience, go and create your own audience. Start going live. Platforms like TikTok bring people in. Okay, so you've got things there, but you've got to be consistent as well. Okay, so you don't need to have thousands of people. I just want to reiterate that. Go out there and build it. Okay, now, final thing that I'm going to say to you. Okay, I love to give you practical things, which I have been doing throughout this video, but this is what I challenge you to do. Okay, number one, go ahead and write your one sentence idea using the formula I gave you in step one, the clarity. If you need to refresh, just go back and rewind and watch it. Step two, spend about 20 minutes, okay, validating your idea. Go on Amazon, do a search. Go into a Facebook group, go and search. Go onto TikTok and do a search. Go onto YouTube and do a search. Step three now, you're going to choose your format. We spoke about this in the packaging. What suits your ideal client persona or your target audience best? What kind of packaging, what format? Is it an ebook? Is it a guide? Is it a course, a workshop, a journal? What suits them? And then the next thing you're going to do, step four, is you're going to start your 5-day build. You're going to start creating. You're going to do it in 5 days, okay? Write it down right now. Go and start building. And this is the thing. Do not move on from step one to step two until you are crystal clear on what you are building. Clarity before creation. Clarity before creation. So you now have 1 week from now to go ahead, use what I've outlined, go and have a finished product that you are ready to publish. Not perfect, finished. 1 week. The only question I have for you right now is, how are you going to use the next 7 days? Will you use it to build, or will you use it to keep thinking about what you want to build? Because someone out there is going to go ahead and run with this, and in 7 days time they are going to have a product ready to be published and in front of the right people who need what it is that they have. God has given you an idea, but he's not going to build it for you. He's going to build with you. The question is, are you there? So go ahead and get started today. And if you need some help, if you're like, listen, I love what you spoke about, but I need more help. This is a full system, and there's a few things. There's only so much I can say in a YouTube video, but if you are looking for more, if you're looking for a community of women to build alongside you, to keep you accountable, where you have AI tools, where you have teachings, live coaching calls, where you've got masterclasses and so much more to help you be accountable, then I want to invite you to come into Planner to Profit. That is my school community, which I absolutely love. And the link to join that is down below in the description box. And I will see you there. And remember, God gave you the idea. You now have the full process. The only thing left is, are you going to build it? And if you need help building that, check out Planner to Profit.